Hey everyone, welcome to Clydesdale After Dark. It is the team quarterfinals wrap up, and we have with us Dex Hopkins and Cheryl Nasso. Cheryl Nasso actually did the team workouts with a team down there in Florida, and so we're going to let her kind of describe if there was a big difference between, because she did individual too. So she has a good concept as to whether they were different or not, or if it was just a cut and paste homework assignment.
Oh, that's a good one. See if Dex has to eat these words.
Yeah, no, it was pretty much the same feeling. I think the difference was going from, if you did the individual, you were more prepared for what to expect in the team format. So like on the handstand push-up workout, knowing how to manage fatigue on that second set of the kipping handstand push-ups into the push press, and being able to coach the other girl with how I strategize that with just changing the pushing position. So knowing that handstand push-ups were very this way, I really focused on keeping my arms this way to just kind of make sure I wasn't using the same muscle groups. But they were all like the hands or the GHD rope climb one, same fatigue. I knew what to expect going into it. Hey, you're not going to have any jump for a short girl that sucked. You got to use your arms. So I actually went into it thinking more like legless rope climbs with a little bit of leg assistance. The strategies I think were like, I know we talked about this before, that there really was not a lot of strategy. I know that Dex, I will agree with Dex is in our first one, that it really was an individual showcase of like, can each person do these movements, because it really wasn't anything team oriented at all. Yeah, I guess maybe the GHGs and the pistols were synchronized. But that was pretty much it. So I think that the hardest thing, I will say honestly, it really sucks that, I would like to believe that CrossFit as a sport can be something that people can, yes, I understand this has now become a professional thing where people are making money off of it, but people that aren't at that level yet, it was a cluster trying to coordinate time to the point where, one of my teammates was on his iPod or on his iPad or iPods, whatever you want to call them, taking meetings while he was warming up.
Oh, wow.
So we can get these workouts done in the short, coordinating times and windows was just so complicated. And so I think that was probably the only thing. If I was going to say, in terms of the formatting of the team, it was hard enough as an individual. I think that they should, like the masters, they're going to have until Sunday night or Monday night, I forget what it is, to be able to submit their workouts. Like it should have been the same way for the teams, because I just feel like it was really, really difficult for anybody to feel prepared. I mean, I pretty much came off of a call and I'm like, all right, handstand push up, bing, bing, let's go. Like that was it. So yeah, I think they were all pretty good. They all felt pretty much the same. I didn't do the snatch one last time. I decided to do it this time. Whether that was good or not, I don't know. But, the kid that did both individuals and team, he was obviously much faster at this one, but it was still that same sprint stimulus. So that's pretty much my wrap up, I feel like.
Well, hats off to you for, I think the individual one, you pulled the very much athletic maturity card. And here, sounds like you guys strategized for you to be in the most, like, stay healthy and be in a position to hit a home run if you needed to. And that's what you guys ended up doing.
Yeah.
Watching for everybody that did release their videos, which I think that is the best trend running coming out of this thing, is everybody's very confident and eager to release videos immediately of the whole workout. And my wife may be the number one fan of those. That's her favorite thing to do. I'm very guilty of only liking it when it is people I have a personal relationship with. But since we've been doing these, I dove in, and I think it's, I'm going to say not worth talking about because Rich's team is Rich's team. They do well. But all the ones I looked at, like Cheryl was talking about, it was wide open for the first one. The GHD pistol one, it was way more interesting to watch people, like Cheryl pointed out when we did the initial breakdown of height differences synchronizing pistols.
Mm-hmm.
That was really interesting to watch. And, I'll eat a few words. That was more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I feel like the things that were, handstand push up, like we said, wide open. And that one was kind of, the scores looked like they would be more spread out on that one. That was kind of a separator like it was in the individual. So no surprise there. But it was a lot more fun to watch them than I thought. I thought it would be kind of a snooze fest if you had watched the individual ones. But seeing the order, like we talked about, I think the main kind of overarching theme there was what order is best. Do you know that about your team? And I guess, kind of trying to justify those copy and paste decisions. Hey, semis, you're going to get the sexy stuff and the strategy and the big skill synchro things. So here it's, hey, do you know your order, right? How well do you know each other and your capacities, and can you put the gas pedal down for that? So that was cool. So I was more pleased than I thought. They were cool to watch. So I'll take it from a 10 to an 8, but still feel like they kind of slid in real easy on that one.
Yeah,
I think-
I will. One thing that I would say I thought would have been cool, and we talked about this today, is I like the wall ball row thing a little bit. How they kind of made it where pick who's going to be doing more wall balls, pick who's going to be rowing a little bit more. But I feel like the tag team thing was like every single workout. It would have been really cool to do the snatch box jump over in that format. 9 snatches, 9 box jumps, quick. 6 box jump, click. Like that would have been, I think, a little bit
wide open.
And you would have seen a lot more like touch and go, like intensity from the teams. I personally think that you would have seen that versus like watching people do an individual workout again. I think that would have been a little bit more exciting to see the races. Like if they were to put like the fantasy thing, like side by side, like watching like 2 teams, like touch and going, and like which teammate's going to end the workout faster, like that. I think that would have been a little bit more exciting personally.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
And they do that, right? Like, and again, in the, with the brain of mine thinking forward into semis, hey, you'll get these things on site, maybe. What kind of boat are we going to be rowing if, next week all of them go online just for the sake of saving a few bucks? I don't think anybody's interested in dumping a whole lot of money into a venue and all these things you have to do to set that up and then having to cancel it. Because I mean, in a time when all that stuff is kind of scarce, I don't imagine you get that money back. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how that goes.
Well, I'm really hoping that the I was gonna say I'm really hoping that the Masters is a little bit different, because if I do the Masters, I really don't want to do wall balls and rowing again.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
So before we get to that, because I do think that's a valid topic.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, it has been announced that Granite Games is putting out a call for volunteers. They did announce the dates. They announced where the location is. It's at the Vikings training facility in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So they are moving forward with that plan. And we haven't heard anything about West Coast yet, but the rumors are that it has moved to Vegas, which is more wide open than California.
Yes.
And
home team for the underdog thing. Come on.
I'm guessing they're just trying to finalize a deal with a venue.
Yeah.
If they get into that Death Star, that would be nuts, which is not going to happen, but wishful thinking, that would be very cool.
Yeah.
So it does look like 3 of them are going to happen in person in the United States.
Very cool.
That's cool. I was wondering if they were all going to move to online.
Yeah, I like that that's an option. I don't like, prematurely pulling that trigger, I would not, be a fan of, but, it is what it is. I know the sign of the times and all that good stuff. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And the nice thing about that is we will have 3 separate programmers for those live events.
That is really cool.
So it should add some variety that we haven't seen. Now they do have a template from CrossFit that they have to have, like time domains, certain movement, stuff like that, but they can do whatever they want inside that template.
Yeah.
If I can get a hold of that, I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Good luck. I'd love to see it too.
I'm looking at this leaderboard.
I bet I know a guy, Scott.
Yeah, the leaderboard is changing. It's still shifting a little bit.
So I think mine's updated. Again, like we said, I don't care if it was like, hey, we're playing hacky sack. I think the fittest teams will be the fittest teams. Rich and them take a 5, 1, 1, 4, and a 1. I'm very surprised. Also, I think there was some like skepticism that Taylor Williamson had like a shoulder injury. No,
I did not see that.
Nope, I didn't, because I do watch those just because I've known them and competed against them in the same region for a while, so it'd be crazy to see like in my brain 2 teams that have been really high level and I've watched go against each other, kind of merge the best pieces of it.
What I thought the best part of that video was Taylor coming off the wall balls ahead of Rich.
Yeah, well, dude, she's an Amazon woman, and like she's got crazy in her brain, like I don't know. Her and Andrea both, like it's different. It is different. And I'd hate to see what she rode the whole time. I didn't, they're not zooming in on it.
And I almost gave up this time. I'm not even gonna lie. I knew how it was gonna feel, and I'm like, all right, all I have to do is right around that 60 calorie. I let it dip under 1,000 just a little bit. I'm like, I just got to stay tough right around there. But I think what happened was I started off a little too hot.
Yeah.
And that time came, and I'm like, I'm dying. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm dying. And,
Yeah.
and Travis, my judge, he's like, you were still faster than you were the first time. You would have been faster. I'm like, I don't know, that it hurts so bad. I'm like, I rolled off the road. I'm like, not getting up for a little while.
Yeah, I think the best and worst part about these, backside thinking about it is, and even like writing programming for people is having an experience to draw on. And, I know sometimes there are camps that accidentally hit a home run and it's like, hey, I just programmed this open workout 2 weeks before the open.
Yeah.
And I can't and it's for, maybe it's just me personally, but having an experience to draw on that is very, very close is like a superpower to me. Especially and that's, that's what you just subscribed. I mean, or you described if hey, I was going faster than I should have.
Yep.
I got there and I was like, this hurts, but
yeah,
we've been here, we've been here before.
Yeah. And it's funny because I haven't been on a team in forever since New England.
Yeah.
And that was really my only real experience. And and after my, experience that year, love my teammates. But I felt like maybe team competition wasn't for me. I was like, maybe I'm just an individual athlete. I'm going to be honest today, like, no, was it worth it to risk my shoulder but it was worth it today because like they were there, like the kid came in, he like had everything taped off beforehand, like just like watching everybody come together this weekend. And I was joking about it because two of the guys that were there with me, like we've been friends for 10 years. Like they did comp train or comp, all the stuff back in the day when we were just starting out and watching their life evolve and they're sitting there talking about their kids and, oh, Molly's getting this new swing set or whatever, like it's just like so different looking at how our lives have changed so much. And to come together today as a team, I was like, it actually fired me up for the thought of being on a team again. And I hadn't felt that in a long time. I mean, the girl that was tagged in, the other girl, she trains like 2 or 3 times a week. She's like, luckily gifted, like she was able to do the stuff, So, but it was cool to see everybody kind of come together, when push came to shove, she never did GHD sit-ups before. Never.
That's awesome.
You brought up CrossFit New England. They were on the outside looking in after 4 events.
Yeah, I think they're still up there, right?
They were like 140 after 4 events.
What's
the line?
Be 120?
I'll tell you, I'm looking.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's 120.
Is it? Oh, okay. They don't have the line up. I'm just always look for the line now. Yeah, it's 21, 22 Invictus downtown. Team Stay Strong, Upper Valley, CrossFit 124. Team Severance 124 tied with them. Team 502 126, which is a Louisville. I would be interested to know who that is because that's my people's. New Cove CrossFit. Shout out, one of the best local competitions you can go to. Love those folks. They're in 127. CrossFit Roots, don't know you. Conjugate, know a few people from there. Yeah, New England's 136. Called it.
It's really cool seeing a lot of the names of the teams on the leaderboard that have been on the leaderboard for a long time. Like
it's wild, yeah.
Backcountry CrossFit. I think they're in Colorado. Yep. They've been always on a good team. I think I saw Raw Strength. They're another one. Timberwolf CrossFit.
So that was Andrea's team. Team. And old Tony, I don't know if you guys know Tony, former owner. Andrea was the owner before they decided to do Mayhem. She had just bought it from Tony. So I think she had to get rid of it to make that legal because they don't do stuff that is not legal. But it was always them, us, OC3, 417, Mayhem. CrossFit for Friends was there one year, and my dude Joey and Grand Valley. So I mean, and that was all our region, and we were all always top 10 in the world. Like it was crazy, and that's who's in here. I mean, it's usual suspects for top 10, 15, right? Mayhem, Invictus. I don't know who. I love it. The L is a 1. That's a great name. Yeah.
Pro
cool.
Montreal.
Shout out Christian Harris and the new folks, Move Fast Lift Heavy crew in 4th. On track, I want to say that is a team from either Southern Indiana or Kentucky. I might be super wrong,
Yeah,
but
I think I've seen them in our region.
yeah. I want to say that it was Casey's gym, but no, that's the tracks. I am very wrong. That's not true.
That is.
Pro One Montreal, usual suspect. CrossFit Resurrection, maybe, I don't know. Invictus Unconquerable. Shout out Ray's team, Ocean State's finest and 12th.
Yep.
My dude, he was in. They were in France or Ireland with us. I can't remember. Actually, it was Ireland because he tried to buy my pregnant wife a beer. She had a belly shirt on too, so she was obviously pregnant. Ray goes gas pedal. Lone Star Cross.
Beach. That's a Florida team.
Yeah, Three Kings back in it. They were always there. That was Matt Rattay's team. Good folks there. Training Think Tanks in 19th. I would be interested to see who is on that team.
I was
I'm
wondering.
also, well, I want to know because they pull the indie scores, right? Well, I guess you had to submit your things. That's irrelevant. Coda was a good team for us. Scott, they were in ours. Team Density's back. Marco Coppola's team. I wonder if he's on it, or if he's retired. The original Clydesdale Burley boy from South Central, just the strongest man. Who else? Timberwolves back in there. Yep,
CrossFit Krypton 66.
Yep. Grandview's 35th. Andy's holding them down. I don't know who's on that team. They had a good team going into some sanctionals. I want to say they went to, I want to say it was Lowlands or Brazil. But they had a good collection of folks. I know Joey Tortora.
I mean, Grandview's on Ohio State campus.
Yeah.
They just grab whatever college athlete got cut from the football team.
No, they don't. Well, I tell you what, look, Joey and Andy kind of ran the gym. Also, it's the only gym I've ever been to that has a Mortal Kombat arcade thing in the lobby. So
it does.
Hard to beat that.
It's a massive,
great gym.
Massive gym.
Beautiful gym. Yeah, very, man, look, Andy and Joey were doing it right. Joey is now in Philly. But so he's not there anymore, but Andy still, I think, runs the show there. Don't ask me the owner's name because I don't know. 12 Labors there and there. CrossFit Height, that's cool. That's where my buddy Nicole goes. She loves that gym. Who else? Gambit CrossFit, Kelly Jackson's gym.
Yep, I saw that. There's another athlete there too, I think. I forget her name though.
I wonder if Ocean State Gold is from Ray's gym also, and he has 2 teams. That would be very cool. He's got a lady that touch and go snatched 200 for 3 the other day. Jump Ship Kalua. Go ahead, Seth. Okay.
I don't know who that is. I've recently started seeing his name posted, the Jump Ship.
That's Seth that used to work with MF.
Oh.
So yeah. Okay. That's him and Danny moved to Hawaii, and it's Jump Ship. They got a pretty good following now. The format is very cool. They run things on the clock. So say like Cheryl's everything's popping and she doesn't have time. Hey, here's 0 to 8. You're doing this. Actually pretty cool. Conceptually very cool. CrossFit Kama in Texas. Jordan Cook was going in there, who snatched 300 and cleaned 400 pounds this month. That was very cool.
Jordan Cook?
Yeah, Jordan Cook, yeah.
Former swimmer Jordan Cook?
No, former CrossFit athlete Jordan Cook from South Central, lives in Texas. The nicest guy running, yeah.
I thought he was a swimmer back in the day.
I think
he might have been something, maybe.
Because I'm a former swimmer, so I always noted who those people were.
He's done a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff. He's done. I thought he did Texas weightlifting team for a while, so it makes sense. But he was with. I know the first year I went to regionals, it was me, him. We had a bunch of guys at South Central, right? Like we had just the densest group there, I think, and he ended up winning. And it's him, Roy Gamboa, who got third that year, Jeff Drummond, or the first guy to ever get popped. What was his name?
So did we determine what the cutoff line is for teams?
120, is that
120 in North America.
Are you sure?
Man of War?
Yeah, because it's going to be the same number as individual athletes going to the semis.
Because right now my team is qualified.
Hey, why are you surprised, dog? Ain't nobody surprised. Somebody cue that Nate Diaz thing. No cuss words, though.
I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, I want to make sure on that.
Hey, right man, now it's okay. It's okay to be good. Jump Ship West Side. He has 2 teams. Come on.
What are you going to do about that shoulder if you qualify?
I just watched Mortal Kombat. She's going to get the Jax Briggs, the big metal one. So she'll be good.
It's just risk for reward, right? The bottom line is eventually I'm going to have surgery. I just don't want it to be, I don't want it to be the day that I have to have surgery because I leave the floor and my bicep tendon is now down by my elbow. Like, I don't want that to happen. So
I'd be interested to see like after all this stuff and there's no inflammation or whatever, and you've been chill, what the damage actually is.
that's the thing is like, I feel pretty darn good right now.
Well, I wonder, and is it diminishing returns, right? Because when I hurt mine, they were like, hey, we're going to do the same thing regardless, run it into the ground. And so I did.
Yeah.
And so, not that that's what you need to do. I mean, I was also, 21. So I know we're not anymore.
Yeah.
Jump ship West, CrossFit Queens.
So let's talk a little bit about this AGOQ that's coming up. What do you think the chances are that the workouts are going to be different?
I really hope they are.
The only reason I want to think that they are going to be different is because the Masters don't go to semifinals, correct?
Correct.
So
this is the ticket.
Yeah, every year the age group qualifiers was different. You know, like I want to hope that they're not going to do the same thing because for some people, like I'm not the only athlete that's done individual and then team. I know Jen Ryan from Invictus, and we were talking about this last night, is like she's doing Masters in 2 weeks. So it's like, or whatever, May 8th. It's like, are these going to be the exact same workouts? I would like to see some creativity and hope that the Masters are going to get an opportunity to test some different things, or is this CrossFit making a statement that they want to make sure that everything is known and that this is the test that's leading up to the next test, that there doesn't need to be anything fancy or anything spectacular in this stage of the game, which kind of sucks, but that might be what they're also trying to make the statement for. Who knows,
That'd be interesting. If traditionally I've always liked, I thought the age group qualifiers were a sexy version. Obviously it's a deeper stage, higher level, but always a sexier version of the open.
Yeah.
And so rep scheme wise, load wise, and Masters is a little different than the age group qualifiers to me. I feel like it's a lot, after like 35 and 35 to 39 and 40 to 45 or whatever. But the kind of the war of attrition sets in. So I think their kind of hands are tied, because I don't think you can come out with workouts for every different age group. So I want to say they're setting it up to where like the young folks can be the young folks and the old folks are, hey, you can do it and do it well. It's kind of the war of attrition. You made it this far. Let's see if you can put the hammer down on something that's a dash of sexy more. Hey, here's some ring muscle ups and a little more of this. But
I've been looking back at I looked back at like the other Masters workouts from the last 4 or 5 years because I have a couple of Masters athletes, and I really am banking on the fact that they're going to have to change something. I mean, at this
they're not going to copy and paste for that. I mean, it's a different stage.
You can totally just have done the front squat in week 1 and just put that score in again, and because there's
and have the video
component, You have
video. Because I want to say the year Eddie qualified is my guy, and they had a max snatch. He did awesome. It was a muscle up year, and he ended up doing great. But it's been the sexy events for load for those guys, right? Like I think they've done a clean and jerk, they've done a snatch.
They've done some cool workouts like that pull up, clean workout.
They've done some fun stuff.
I think there's like a rope climb thruster one. That was like the regionals workout.
Yeah.
I really think that I'm really hoping that for the Masters it is a little bit different, a little bit more. Maybe
it's got to be. I think it will be.
So
we're pretty stoked because 2 of my co-hosts qualified. So we actually will have even more people who will have done the workouts and are going to do the workouts. And I'm hoping to get some video footage of a couple of them.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm excited.
To add that in a little bit. And so, we're excited. I want to go see Amy and root her on. And Kat has talked about maybe flying to Columbus to do it with her.
That's awesome.
That'd be very cool.
That's awesome.
So we'll see.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Damn it, Charlie. Come on.
2 weeks.
Charlie, man, how old's Charlie?
He's doing good now. He's back.
How old is he?
Early 40s, like 42, 43.
He's Masters. Okay. I always have to ask. My friend's favorite thing to say is black don't crack, and it's true. So I have to ask.
he's famous for his prison workouts. That's what he calls them.
Yeah.
He's just a push-up, pull-up guy. He
Love
can
it,
go
man.
all day long.
That's great. No, he's funny, man. I feel like we always catch him in his office to do these too, so that's great. He's got the polo on, ready to do business.
He has 3 young children, and
Oof.
so he gets quiet time in the office, and that's when he logs in.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand that now. Man, her little personality's starting to develop, and I don't know. I hate to say she's just like me for that, because she's wide open all the time, and it's, hey, we're doing stuff. So she's so fun. And then, another
Yeah.
one coming in November. Let's go. Yeah, so that'd be exciting, man. We'll have fresh stuff for that.
I hope
And
so. I'm trying
Lord,
to. Yeah. I'm really
yeah,
trying.
I got to find the list for that. I want to find the list. Because I kept saying I couldn't wait to be 35, but now seeing that 35 to 39 group, boy, that's a dog group.
That's like Kyle Casperbauer and
Yeah.
Isn't Casper Bauer in the 40 now?
He might be. I keep trying to keep tabs on like who's still doing it and who's not as I move through. I got 3 more years from September. No, 2 more. Let's go.
So last year I worked the Masters Fitness Collective, and I'll tell you what, it is so much fun to be there in person. Those Masters athletes are so fun to be around.
Yeah, man.
Because they're there having a blast.
Dave Hippenspiel is my favorite person ever to be around at a competition.
Oh my gosh, he talks to everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think the perspective, right? I mean, I think like any young athlete, I mean, I could say the same thing when I was in college. This is everything that is everything right now. And honestly, I love this sport, but there are kids that are pulled out of high school to train. I know several, which if that's your bag, man, look, the window is small and we have no data on what it's going to look like for you to take it that serious that soon. So, I mean, maybe it'll say you burn out. Maybe it's you turn into a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in your 20s. Who knows? But it'll be really cool to see those things. And I mean, you can't say it's worse for wear because we don't have the data yet, because it's so new. But the perspective of the older people, I hate to say old guys, the Masters athletes, and they are that.
I'm getting old, Dex.
So I'm, dude, look, these joints got miles on them. I celebrate every day we can do stuff and not hurt.
Oh, look at Kim Briggs. She's 30.
Outlier. She is crazy. I remember she had a broken foot in Ireland, and it's cold, right? Everybody's lifted when it's cold, and it's horrible. And she had like foot was broken, and we had to do heavy split jerks, clean jerks, something like that. Psycho. But yeah, perspective wise, man, I mean, I think they know what it is. Hey, it's something we do for fun. It is fun. We work hard at it, and this is kind of the pinnacle, peak expression. All the work's done. It's no reason in me. I can take it serious when it's time to be serious, and when it's not, man, let's rub some elbows and have a good time.
I think what people don't realize is how much smack talk goes on during the events with the Masters.
And there should be more.
Because they'll drop a wall ball and the guy beside him's going, "Oh, you're dropping already." Things like that.
Jason LaSala and oh man. I mean, the guys we used to have were insane. Steve Swistak, Jason LaSala were 2 of them. Eddie was one of our guys. Eddie's a military guy. Steve does Olympic weightlifting, like has a gym and all that stuff. Great lifter, but he just ruthless smack talk, like in person on the internets. And so, yeah, they are the best time.
Yeah,
they are so much fun to be around.
The top 80 teams go.
Oh, well, that changes things.
Yeah, so we were just on the cusp. So that's not bad. We were 93rd.
So they're only taking 20 to each semi.
Yeah.
Well, it just sounds like you got to win the Masters thing then, Cheryl. Sorry about it.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to hopefully giving my shoulder a little TLC, coming back next year and crushing shit. That's my plan.
So 808 traditionally.
My prediction right now, Cheryl podiums Masters next year.
Let's see.
Hey man, rest and relaxation and not stressing over it is a superpower like steroid.
I'm just gonna hire Dex as my coach now. He's gonna get into
it. Ready for all the unilateral stuff. I will, yeah.
All them skater squats. Oh.
Hey man, we could schedule a consultation. I'll talk you up. Yeah, so it's way different now. So there's a lot of people on the outside looking in.
Yep.
We are 120, huh?
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's usual suspects. 808 was at the games in 2015 when we went from Hawaii. Really good team traditionally. Fort Vancouver 64. Yes, I mean it's still Man of War CrossFit. Come on. That's it. That's the other gym in Lexington where I was from. I know where that is.
Is
Go
CrossFit
ahead,
Laminate,
guys.
is that Anna, I'm asking Scott because I feel like he knows all this. Anna, what's her last name? Tunnicliffe, the sailor?
Oh man, I'm the wrong one.
Which one?
CrossFit Laminin? No. She's
Nah.
Lanolin, like sheep's wool.
yeah, I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. I think she's a master's athlete.
She is, and she's in Pennsylvania, like the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah, I don't know if that's her gym. I can't remember. I think it begins with an L. That's what I was asking.
Is she Latrobe or Lebanon?
Maybe that's with Lebanon. Yeah, that's it.
Lebanon.
This is her then. Yeah, I was close. I saw the Lebanon. Yeah. CrossFit
Yeah,
Mentality. CrossFit Mentality has a team.
Yeah. Yeah,
Omaha. Stacy. You think Stacy? I can't think.
No.
Tovar. You think she's
Tovar?
come out?
No.
Omaha made it.
Yeah. They're in 57th.
Well, what a time it's going to be, folks.
Yeah, for sure.
This will be interesting now to see how they slot people, and how short a stick are you going to draw if a lot of these don't have swims and you just happen to go to the one that does. That's how my brain works. We don't want to swim. So, yeah. I'm excited for Christian's team, man. 4th.
Yeah.
And they were, I mean, they were, around 20 behind Invictus, about 20 ahead of 6th place. So, yeah, man, that's exciting for them. And they got a squad. What's up?
How did Brooks' gym do?
I have no idea, actually. Honestly, I think she moved gyms, and because I think they acquired one, and I don't know the name of it anymore. Ohio Brutes, let's go.
Brooke Haas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because she posted some team stuff this morning, and I was wondering if she was on it or was she just rooting?
She might be rooting. She might be an alternate. I mean, you know her. I mean, you've spoken with her. She's crazy. But so I don't doubt if she feels good, she'll go, no doubt, in a good way. The good crazy.
Unless the team, the Grit Haas is her.
No,
I don't know who that is, but they're in 17th.
She would take that name for sure, but I doubt that's her.
When she told me the story of getting kicked out of her soccer league for being too aggressive.
Oh, geez.
I'll tell you what, I've never been scared of a lady on the team like I have been her. Because I'm usually the rah-rah, like psycho guy. Like I'm the, talker because it distracts me from breathing heavy, which I will, but whatever. And we, France, Ireland, just anytime I've got to spend with her, she'll get what she wants out of you. Poor Kelly Baker I got shoved in the back. Kelly, if you're in front of her, going to the finish line, and it's never the speed she wants to go. It needs to be faster, and you're getting the old back check, see if your balance is good.
So I know this is a smaller scale, but Amy, my co-host, her and I did team series 3 years in a row.
Okay.
She is like Brooke.
Let's go. Yeah, she's crazy.
If I got slow on my deadlift, she'd shove me out of the way so she could take over.
Oh man, you know what I'm thinking about right now is there was this old competition I used to do. It's called the Boy Girl Challenge. They did it like Valentine's Day. And one year I decided to ask my brother to do it with me. And one of the workouts, mind you, we all know that there are some very interesting ways to make workout movements that are creative and probably not so smart. One of the workouts had one bar and we each had to front squat with the bar. Like we had to grab an end of the bar, right? And do synchronized squats. And I'm so competitive. And my brother's not he's getting fit, but he's not there yet. And I'm looking don't you put this bar down. Don't you put it down. He's like, Cheryl, I'm sorry.
And he can see your face, so he can't drop it.
I'm like, don't you do it. And I just remember being he was just he got done. He was like, I thought I was literally going to die. I was he's like, but if I put that bar down, Cheryl was going to kill me.
I can't go home. I can't go home if I put it down.
I'm not going home. Yeah.
I love those people, man. I think there's a special kind of pressure, I feel like Cheryl's talking about the thing with New England and maybe team wasn't for her. So I'm the complete opposite. And I think that's how you met me, Scott. I'm so loose at a competition, and it is, to an effect, it was me not taking responsibility because hey, if I don't do good, obviously I don't care. I cared. Yeah. But I don't think the crazy switch for me is for individual. For 3 to 5 other people, if they have to depend on me, psychopath.
Oh
every
yeah.
day, not a problem. And so, I think that's just if you play team sports thing versus, hell, I don't know what you played before CrossFit, Cheryl, but it's had to be
Soccer.
something. Okay,
Soccer.
yeah. So, team stuff.
It
I just think it's very individual to who has that and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's just that was always way more attractive to me. So I was kind of the opposite.
It's
I
funny.
always,
I was always like the leader. Like I was always like
Yeah.
the soccer. Like I was a center mid. I like controlled everything. Like
I don't speak communism. That's not true. I'm learning. I watch women's national soccer now because I feel like I'm gonna have to learn that for baby girl.
Yeah.
So I bought one.
I always PR'd in team series.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, team
always.
series that's what I said.
That was
When we
fun.
broke down the initial workouts, team series had some crazy stuff in it.
That was
I
fun
remember
stuff.
one year we had to do a 1 rep max hang power clean.
There was a bench press once.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a bench one time. Like,
There was
and
like a 7-rep front squat from the floor.
Yeah.
yeah. And there are events every year, I feel like, that are lab events, right? Team series. I can figure out some crazy stuff for team quarterfinals. That's what I said. We have that library to draw from, right? So there's a catalog already established. And there's a few years I did that, and honestly, I had some cool prizes. It was like the best kind of off season, make sure you're doing stuff, staying tuned in. And that's what was kind of disappointing about this. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to eat a big whopper of words today. But watching them was a little better. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I didn't know they had a template they were dealing out, Scott. I'll be interested to see what those look like, and honestly, what the actual, overseeing is going to look like. If they say, hey, Waterpalooza says, hey, here's this, I want to see how much stuff they throw out or how, stringent they're going to be with holding the standard of what they've given them. So
yeah, no, so the off season, I don't want to start talking too much, but this is, good for everybody. It's like there's now I forget what you called it, Scott. You told me what it was, the off season, the Dubai. Is there going to be qualifiers again for that?
So I don't know how it's going to be qualified for, but they are calling it the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
And it's going to be Dubai, Wadapalooza, and Rogue. And if you win all three, there's going to be a mega prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's them supplementing the, hey, we realized we took a lot of money off the table for some of you. Here's an opportunity to win some of it back.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me. Just from, knowing people in the space that were pissed, because, my heart affiliate team, you got a membership, or you at least are at this affiliate, not across the country. And then you show up to practice a week before the event. And that's just, I'm also the victim of my experience. That's always been my experience. And it was my friends and, yada, 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 stuff that goes with that. But I also realize, I'm not a person that is making, a living off doing this. So my perspective is not of that. So it's cool. It's cool they throw them a bone to kind of supplement that, it sounds like.
Right. And they're going to allow super teams during that Triple Crown too.
That's
cool. Of course. So that's definitely what it is then. All right. Gotcha, guys. Yeah. Nice. I was interested to see that some of the stuff, because, the new owner is business guy, right? So he's no dummy for things like that. So it'll be interesting.
Well, let's call this episode for the day. And we will definitely get back together and talk more about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But the next one is Age Group Online Qualifier. So we will do a preview of that when the workouts are released, and we'll do a wrap up of that and maybe have some footage of some of our co-hosts and friends doing this and add that as a supplementation to the wrap up show.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Nice. We'll see you next time on the Clydesdale After Dark.
Yeah.
Oh!